Mario Kart Tour is Nintendo's latest mobile game, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a pretty good adaptation of Mario Kart for phones, and it has a lot of new and returning features I absolutely love. My favorites so far are the special items returning, a shop to spend coins, and reverse tracks. But with that being said, Mario Kart Tour has a lot of flaws, and it isn't as good as it could be. Here are my top 5 issues with Mario Kart Tour that need to be fixed. Now before I start this list, I'm aware Abdallah Smash made a video with the same title, and I agree with every point he made. And while some issues are similar to his, these are issues that need to be fixed regardless, and if you agree with me, make sure to let Nintendo know by giving feedback directly in Mario Kart Tour. You could do this through the app, and let them know exactly how you feel. So without further ado, here are the top 5 things that need to be fixed in Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour is a good-looking game, no doubt about that, but it doesn't look as good as it could, and that's because the game is restricted to portrait mode. This could be useful in some instances. If you want to play Mario Kart with one hand and eat chips with the other, you can totally do that, but for the most part, it's restrictive to the game. It makes the gorgeous presentation too tight, and doesn't allow the player to see how beautiful the game could look. Not only that, the game feels cramped, and having it playable in landscape mode would make playing it feel more natural. For games like Super Mario Run or Dr. Mario World, portrait mode isn't that big of an issue since the controls are really simple, but Mario Kart Tour requires more input and would greatly benefit from at least having an option for landscape mode. One of the things I hated in the beta of Mario Kart Tour was the heart system. Thankfully that's gone, but there is a major issue with the way you unlock cups, and that's the fact that the later ones have a cooldown time. You can be waiting days before you're able to play the next cup, and it isn't easy to get the quick tickets. You can't purchase them in any way, and you can only spend them if you have the required amount to completely shorten the cooldown period. This is a feature they need to get rid of as soon as possible. In fact, why not just have all the tracks in the game to begin with? As of now, there are only 11 tracks that keep on repeating over and over, and once the tour ends, it's uncertain how long it'll be until you can play these tracks again. That would be like beating the first few worlds in New Super Mario Bros., but having to wait a week after you beat World 2. At least in Dr. Mario World, plenty of stages were available from the start, with more coming in updates. Here it feels underwhelming. Get rid of the cooldown period and have every track in the game from the start. We know there's more tracks. We know they're complete. Nintendo ain't fooling nobody. And speaking of... For all that is decent, have every character playable in the game. Adding new characters is one thing, but not adding characters that are already ready to go frustrates the heck out of me. In the beta, every character developed from the game was unlockable from the start. This reduced the chance of getting duplicates from the pipe, while also making the roster better. You're trying to tell me we can have 4 Marios but no Luigi? That's ridiculous. In fact, the base roster is 16 characters. Why not have the first 16 characters be fan favorites and then add more obscure stuff like Metal Mario and Baby Daisy later on? You can't release a Mario Kart game without Luigi or Wario. And while we're at it, Mario should not be unlockable. Mario should be the starting character in a game called Mario Kart. This isn't Toad Kart, Miyamoto. I thought about this for a while, and I thought, well, it's in most mobile games, so why bother talking about it? But it's gotten to a point where it's absolute insanity, and it's one of the scummiest things Nintendo has ever done. The pipe is absolutely abysmal. Not only is it essentially gambling, but you have to play it. If you want to progress, you're gonna have to unlock new drivers, karts, and gliders, unless you feel like waiting even more days to see if what you need is in the shop. This is awful. This might be a controversial statement, but I don't feel Mario Kart Tour is completely pay to win. I have been able to give 5 stars on most tracks except for most of the ones in the Metal Mario and Dry Bowser Cups, which are pretty much impossible even with the right combination of drivers, karts, and gliders. That's an issue that needs to be addressed too. But this is something that's not okay, and something has to be done fast. Abdallah Smash also said this, but the coin cap has to go too. You can't get coins super fast anyway, and by adding a cap, you discourage players to play, then they lose interest, and then there's no hope in ever making money from that customer. Just abolish the pipe altogether, and just have coins be the main currency. Have every item available in the shop from the start, And that's how it works in a lot of other mobile games. In Sonic Dash, you can purchase whichever character you want, and that's it. I'm 100% willing to buy characters as long as they're fairly priced. Considering there are over 30 characters, a bundle with Kart, Driver, and Glider should be only $1 or $2. But I'm not willing to get rubies because I'm gambling for something that's not even worth anything. At least with things like Mighty Beans or trading cards, you can get a physical item that you can sell or trade. It doesn't work that way with games. I get it. Companies need to make money, but this is a scummy practice and it's something I never thought Nintendo would stoop so low to do. But they could always fix the issue. Finally, we have what is without a doubt the biggest issue in Mario Kart Tour that needs to be fixed. You can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the jelly. You can't have a car without an engine. You can't have contacts without saline or else you can't see. And most importantly, you cannot have Mario Kart without multiplayer. The thing that the series is built around. The main focus of the series. And you're trying to tell me Nintendo had the nerve to release a Mario Kart game without multiplayer? This is easily in the top 5 dumbest things they have ever done. Some people will excuse it and say,
"Don't worry, it's coming in an update."
But that doesn't excuse the fact that Nintendo released a Mario Kart game without multiplayer. The single player is fun, but that isn't why people love Mario Kart. People love it because of the multiplayer. And if Mario Kart Tour launched with multiplayer, I know for a fact it would have been as big as Pokemon Go. But you only hear a fraction of the people talking about the game because once you get 5 stars in every cup and beat the challenges, there's nothing to do. The same day Mario Kart Tour came out, I saw one of my friends post on Snapchat, "Anyone want to play Bitmoji Tennis?" Freaking Bitmoji Tennis instead of Mario Kart, which should have had multiplayer at launch. I know a couple people with a Switch, but everyone I know has a smartphone, and it would have been so cool to be able to call up or text a friend and ask, "Hey, want to play Mario Kart?" One of my friends doesn't even have any Nintendo consoles, but still loves Mario Kart, and we were so excited to play Mario Kart together. But we couldn't because Nintendo did the backwards move of releasing the game without multiplayer. I don't get it. They had a beta test, they delayed the game. I don't understand why they didn't include the most important aspect of Mario Kart in the game. Make sure you let Nintendo know that this isn't cool, and from the comments I've seen on their Twitter posts, people are furious about this. I don't understand for the life of me why Nintendo would release the game without multiplayer, and they have to act fast. People are going to lose interest in the game really fast because you can only play Mario Kart in single player for so long. They have to either announce a date for when this multiplayer is coming out, or release it very soon. So there you have it. These are the top 5 things that need to be fixed in Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour has a lot of potential to be a good game, but in its current state, it's underwhelming and needs to be improved upon. But what do you guys think? What would you like to see fixed? Let me know in the comments and keep calm and da-da on.